And welcome to the final game in group phase play in the Rwandan leg of the FIBA Women's World Cup pre-qualifiers. Rwanda, the host team, on an improbable run, taking on Great Britain, who is in third place in Group D action. Let's take a look at some of the scores from the last few games in group play from earlier today. It started out with Senegal topping the Philippines 87-62, Hungary beating Brazil by nearly 20, and the game you recently seen, Argentina topping Lebanon 60-49. Aaron Sanders on the call. It is an honor and a privilege to lead you through the final group game before we march on to the semifinals on Saturday. Great Britain's being introduced. Let's talk about them right now. They currently have a 1-1 record, and if they beat Rwanda, they will be in the semifinals on Saturday. They pulled off a squeaker against Lebanon yesterday, and they are led by their captain, Holly Winterburn, who averages nearly 13 points and 8 rebounds per game, along with 7 assists per game as well. Great Britain averages 62 points, but their shooting has been low as of late. They shoot 33% from the field. And the host team, Rwanda, in the first time at a grand world stage event, has had an incredible, memorable journey. They are 2-0 in Group D, first place in the group overall, and they are led by the double-double machine that is Bella Marekatet, who has 21 points and nearly 13 rebounds a game. They were able to take care of business against Lebanon on the 19th and against Argentina yesterday, as one of the top scoring teams in the Rwandan leg of the pre-qualifiers, scoring 69 points and picking down nearly 48 rebounds per game while shooting 40%. Here's their situation. If they beat Great Britain, they're securing first place and they'll be in the semifinals on Saturday. They will finish second if they lose against Great Britain between 14 and 33 points. And with Argentina beating Lebanon earlier today, that could happen. But they could finish third if they lose by 35 points or more. So it's simple as this. If Rwanda wins, they're in first place. If they lose between 14 and 33 points, they will place second. And the only way they will be out of the semifinal matchup is if they lose by 35 points or more. And Great Britain, the bottom line is this. If you win, you're in. Time now for the national anthems for both teams. When we come back, we'll have the starting lineups for Great Britain and Rwanda. Stay with us here in the FIBA Women's World Cup pre-qualifiers. Let's have a look at the officials that will be running the sideline for today's game. From Madagascar, we have Jan Vezo Davidson. From Egypt, we have Sarah El Sharnobi. And from Poland, we have Paulina Karolina Jadoj. A must-win for Great Britain in order to advance to the semifinals, as Anna Montagnana is the head coach for Great Britain. They're starting five, a little bit of different lineup than the last few games. Winterburn, Beckford, Norton, Wilkinson, Otwell Soulsby, and Hannah Robb getting the nod to start instead of Sam Ashby. Hannah Robb stepped up despite the 5-point win to Lebanon yesterday, so she's able to start for Great Britain. And for Rwanda, they rely on their regular five of Awuzie, Falaxi, Marekatet, Sifa, and Hampton. Two minutes away until game time, and Anna Montagnana is going to coach the team in what could be the biggest game, one of the biggest games in British basketball history. They already prevailed by winning the FIBA Women's Euro Cup this season as the London Lions prevailed. And Rwanda hopes to continue their remarkable journey as both of these teams are looking for their first appearance in the World Cup. Thank each and every one of you for tuning in here on the FIBA YouTube channel. We hope you've been able to enjoy the competition so far. And be sure to follow along on this tournament by using the hashtag FIBAWWC. And we also have premium subscribers tuning in on YouTube as well. That includes Abdoulaye Dukori, Senebu Demi, Noli Yoi, Anthony Jamus. Always appreciate you joining us here in what's going to go down as a huge game in Kilgaley Arena. Is pretty much filled to capacity. Rwanda, Great Britain. A semifinal spot is on the line. A win for Rwanda secures them first place. A loss to them between 14 and 33 points will give them second. And Great Britain must win or else their run in the pre-qualifiers is over. Harriet Otwell Soulsby will jump it up with Bella Marekatet. Rwanda wearing their gold and blue uniforms, Great Britain wearing their navy, red, and white jerseys. And Rwanda controls the opening tip. We are underway. We go as the pull-up J goes down for Keisha Hampton, who did not waste any time getting the first bucket to go. Great Britain's first touch and first possession. They shoot 33% from the field while averaging 62 points a game. Underneath is Savannah Wilkinson, who draws the first foul. So immediately, it's free throw time for Great Britain, where they shoot 69% from the free throw line. Matter of fact, they call it on the floor. Nonetheless, Beckford Norton will play it in. Hannah Robb, who is starting instead of Sam Ashby today, which is an interesting change, and I would assume it's because of the depth. Jumper from Wilkinson doesn't connect. As Marekatet gets the rebound, and up the floor is Destiny Falaxi, who could slash to the basket and finish strong, and nice to say the least. Hampton goes for three off the mark. Marekatet trying to put it back, but she doesn't, but was able to get fouled on the third try. And my goodness, Kigali Arena is on their feet. They have been on their feet since the start of the tournament, and not only for their national team, but for all the other teams that have been able to come along together as well. Marekatet gets the first free throw. She is an 83% free throw shooter. Misses the second. Here's Beckford Norton, who averages 5.5 points per game, and she's going to try to earn her first 2 points at the line. First foul on Destiny Falaxi. Rwanda with their second team foul. And Beckford Norton good as gold on the first. She was part of that London Lion Championship team in this year's Euro Cup, where she averaged 4.4 points per game. In this tournament, she's averaging about more than a point as she gets both free throws down. Rwanda placed fourth in last year's FIBA Women's Afrobasket, which gave them the right to play in the qualifying tournament, along with being the host team too. So it was a good performance in that tournament as Awuzie turns the ball over. Great Britain, one of the two teams that took the vacant spot to play in this pre-qualifying tournament when Colombia and Italy chose not to participate. Here's Falaxi guarded by Robb. And she drives by her and gets it off the glass. So Destiny Falaxi makes it 5-2 in favor of Rwanda as we play 2 minutes here in the game. Beckford Norton misses the jumper and bringing it down as Hampton. Hampton averages 4.5 of those a game as Bella Marekatet goes all the way. No match for Great Britain's small ball lineup as it's now 7-2. Wilkinson driving underneath and has that shot denied as Awuzie picks it down. Rwanda, one of the top teams in this tournament, as Awuzie gets it from downtown. It is a 10-2 lead as Rwanda gets ahead early, and we have a timeout called by Great Britain. And think about this, folks. Rwanda was placed 7th in the power rankings before this tournament, but yet they have been the best team in the pre-qualifiers as they get on to an early 10-2 lead. A hot start for Rwanda as they lead by 8 with 7:24 in the first quarter. Great Britain hasn't been able to find some answers, and they have a small ball lineup, which Rwanda has been bulldozing through here in the early stages of this game. Great Britain was ranked 2nd in the power rankings prior to this tournament, 21st in the FIBA World Rankings, And they have a 1-1 record. Fighting for a spot in the semifinals. Outside Beckford, Norton misses the triple. Rouzier snags the rebound. Up ahead is Bella Marekatet, who is fouled by Otwell Salisbury. They keep it on the floor. And Rwanda shooting 66% in the first 3 minutes of action. Great Britain has yet to put up a field goal. Ball is saved, down to 8 on the 24. Keisha Hampton. And it's a turnover, which gives Great Britain the ball. Great Britain, 1-1 record, hoping to make the semifinals, as a 3-second violation was called on Marekatet on the other end. Here's Savannah Wilkinson and misses the three. Heavily brought down by Robb, as it's a second chance for Great Britain. Here's Winterburn, and she connects from downtown. They give Great Britain their first field goal of the game, and they are down by 5. Destiny Faloxi, who averages a double-double per game, 11 points and 10 assists, I should say. And Rwanda will reset. And they give it to Rouzier. With Great Britain making some changes, Otwell Salisbury out, and Maya Price checks in, who is one of the 4 players that won the FIBA Euro Cup with the London Lions earlier this year, which was the first in British basketball history. Faloxi out to Hampton. No good on the 3. A little bit of a sweep after the shot. Only 8 seconds have passed since the last possession. And with Great Britain over the foul limit, that is troublesome. It looks like Wilkinson and Hampton had some words before Hampton went to the sideline. Here's the pass up to Faloxi. Faloxi and Robb working at the top. Keisha Hampton driving and finds a Rouzier up and under and can't get that one to fall. Great Britain with plenty of chances to get back into this game. They weren't able to score their first field goal until the 6:23 mark. Winterburn, the captain, the youngest player on the London Lions team when they won the Euro Cup. Fadeaway jumper, no good. Robb brings it back and sends it into Price. And all it takes is quick passing and great ball awareness to get back in this game. A 3-point game as Rouzier driving in to Wilkinson for the offensive foul. And Rwanda set to make some changes. As Sabine Mugini checks in for Rouzier. Mugini had a solid outing against Argentina yesterday, picking up a few points. Here's Winterburn. trying to go for another three, but misses that time. Here's Aneza Sifa, hot shooter. And she can heat up from the mid-range game and outside when you give her that space. Beckford Norton not wasting any time, giving it up to Robb as Wilkinson pulls up the O-board. Winterburn around Hampton, and she misses the floater. Hampton saves the ball and now goes one-on-one with Price. Spots up and misses. Marekatet on the rebound and wraps it around to Majeni, who misses. Back up top, Faloxi. Faloxi, double screen. And was looking for Marekatet off the pick and roll, but it goes out of bounds. And now Hope Patera checks in. She's one of the driving forces in the front court in the second string for Rwanda. And hold the phone. Looks like another substitution before the ball went back into play. For Hope Patera, she can move off of screens, and when you give her the ball in the mid-post, she'll always look for options. 2 on the clock. Faloxi flings it up at will. Almost got the banker to go, and Patera's able to get the rebound. Majeni out to Aneza. No. So it was 10-2 to get things going for Rwanda, but Great Britain has scored 5 quick points. Make that 7 as Savannah Wilkinson spots up from the right elbow. Great Britain calming down and trying to neutralize the tempo, just like Hannah Robb, who just picked up the steal. Winterburn, as Faloxi got her hand caught in the cookie jar as Winterburn was driving. And a quick timeout as Rwanda's 8-point lead has been cut to 1. Great Britain will have the ball when we return. Great Britain ball with under 3:30 to go here in the opening quarter. Rwanda started out hot, a 10-2 run, but Great Britain has been able to respond with 7 unanswered points. And most of them has been coming from Holly Winterburn, the captain. And she has the ball as Great Britain looking to lead for the first time in this game. Catch and shoot for Ashby goes down. Samantha Ashby, who started the game off the bench, she goes off the floor and on the boards for the 3 as it's 12-10 Great Britain. Against Hannah Robb was in the starting lineup instead of Sam Ashby today. Long shot doesn't go for Faloxi, and back comes Great Britain with the lead. Wilkinson immediately to Ashby. Ashby in the lane, spins around, goes for the pass. Maya Price, yes! A beautiful send-off as Sam Ashby was able to connect with Maya Price. A 4-point Great Britain lead. Majeni on the screen. as Butera gives it to Hampton and misses the three. So we're seeing Rwanda being uncomfortable with their shots as they have been shooting from outside. Great Britain showing a lot of pressure here in the last few minutes. Here's Price. Retreating to the same spot, but different result. Both of these teams over the foul limit. Majeni to Sifa. Down to 5. Hampton fades away. That's short. Rebound Winterburn. Winterburn finding Wilkinson. Oh, all around. It circles the drain, but it goes out. That would have been a beautiful play. The play on and on and on. Rwanda's hot shooting performance has gone ice cold as they're now shooting 25% from the field, 14% from outside, and Great Britain has a lot to do about that. Minute 30 remaining here in quarter number 1. Bad pass as Teresa da Silva checks in and takes the steal. Ashby, smothered by Hampton, finds Robb. Now we're seeing Robb and Ashby playing, even though Robb got the start. Maya Price again, underneath, gives Great Britain a 6-point lead. Maya Price has been right so far. Oh, Keisha Hampton and Teresa da Silva battling outside, but they're able to get back on defense. Odile Tetero in as she gives it up to Butera. That's off the mark. Tetero on the rebound. The fling from Mikamyiza. That doesn't go. And Da Silva picks up a rebound. So she has a board and a steal in her first few minutes in this huge game. Robb waves off the three and sends it into Wilkinson, who can't get the triple. Great Britain's task is to win. If they win, they are in the semifinals on Saturday. Final 6 seconds. Drive. Hampton out to Tetero. Tetero gets close, gets the step, but can't beat the buzzer. And Great Britain showing a lot of poise and great tenacity as they were able to score 14 unanswered points to round out the first quarter. They lead 16-10 against the host team, Rwanda, here in the FIBA Women's World Cup pre-qualifiers. Even though it's been ice cold shooting for Rwanda, this red hot crowd at Kilgly Arena continues to be on their feet as we are ready for the second quarter. Great Britain leads 16-10 after scoring 14 unanswered points to end the first quarter. They were down 10-2, but they were able to calm their nerves a little bit in this must-win game. Here's Sam Ashby, who scored a couple of buckets, and she hands it off to Hannah Robb. It's back out to Ashby, corner three, book it! Sam Ashby heating up as the lead is now 9. Sam Ashby started off the bench, but was able to pick up her second three as Rwanda's three-point woes continue. Wilkinson with already a deuce. Back to Ashby on the fake, goes for the reverse, misses. It looked like she was looking for a foul on Marekatet, but the officials decided to let it go and say, listen, play on. Rosine Mikunyiza, met by the double team, spins around to the left side, 3 to shoot, and finds Bella Marekatet underneath. And that breaks a scoring spell for which Rwanda has had for a while. And a Robb out to Wilkinson over Mijeni. Right in between the eyes. And I was going to say, Rwanda has not hit a field goal before Marekatet got that shot underneath since the 7:29 mark in the first quarter. So nearly 9 minutes without a field goal as Great Britain was able to respond in a huge way. Here's Totero, sends it out, a long three is picked out by Price. Otwell Soulsby back for Norton and Winterburn back in as Winterburn goes hot from downtown. Winter makes Rwanda burn off of another triple. Sifa underneath, met by Price, and Great Britain is red hot right now. Here comes Beck for Norton, and she was met by Mikunyiza. "13-point lead for Enel Montagnana's squad. If they win, they are in the semifinals. Ashby guarded by Mikunyiza. It's back to Beckford Norton. Winterburn heating up, especially from downtown. Steps up, fires it up away, and gets it again. Holly Winterburn, the captain, clicking on all cylinders. She is on fuego. Rwanda has to respond soon. And Asa Sifa gets the screen from Awuzie and misses as she races to the hoop. Winterburn, she is on a groove, and an offensive foul sends the ball back to Rwanda with 6:56 remaining until halftime. Holly Winterburn taking care of business. All of her shots have been from beyond the arc. She has a total of 9 points along with 2 rebounds and 2 assists. Mind you, she averages 12.5 a game. Here's Destiny Foloxy, who averages a double-double in points and assists. Down low to Marekatet. She is smothered by Otwell Soulsby. Trying to spin, fakes left, goes right, and gets the jump hook to go to make it 28-14. Winterburn with the screen from Ashby, gets a double screen and sends it up to Otwell Soulsby, who misses off the glass. And Philoxy just drives by and gets denied by Price. For Great Britain, it has been a 24-point turnaround since the start of the game. Marekatet finding Philoxy. Philoxy heavily guarded, and that opens Sifa for three. And Beckford Norton is out to the races. She has Philoxy guarding her, but blew by her with the layup. And this is the largest deficit for Rwanda in the pre-qualifiers. Marekatet with the spin, but can't finish. And Winterburn with another rebound. That is her third. Crowd a little more silent as Winterburn goes for the reverse and misses. It is picked up by Ashby. Ashby looking for a foul, won't get it as she was trying to work her way to the basket, and it's stolen by Beckford Norton again. And she's wide open for three. Awuzie tried to get the rebound, but she touched it last as she was battling with Price. What a big response from Great Britain. They were down 10-2. Now they lead by 16. Once again, a 24-point turnaround for Great Britain as they lead 30-14 as we march on to the 5-minute mark here in the second. Ashby whips it to Beckford Norton. And here's Harrison for three. That goes off the side. And Kayobi doing a good job boxing out to make sure the ball heads out. Great Britain playing with a vengeance, losing to Argentina to open up group play, and they won against Lebanon by 5 yesterday. Set shot, no good. Awuzie tried it from the corner, but that did not work. And Beckford Norton with the offensive foul gives Great Britain their third team foul of the quarter. Crowd went a little silent, but they are still cheering Rwanda on as Keisha Hampton drives to the rack and Bella Marekatet picks it up for the second chance. And Marekatet makes it easy as she picks up her 9th point. Nice move from Harrison as she gets contact. .22 remaining in the second quarter. Great Britain has taken a hold of this game with Harrison knocking down the first free throw. Out of that FIBA Euro Cup championship team for the London Lions, Winterburn, Beckford, Norton, Wilkinson, and Price was part of that roster, and Winterburn was the youngest player on that team. Harrison goes 2 for 2 to give Great Britain a 16-point lead. Hampton, 7 to shoot. Philoxy in trouble, met by Beckford Norton, and no basket called off of the travel. Scoring in the second quarter, Great Britain 16, Rwanda 6. Beckford Norton to the rack. Swallowed up. Price puts it in. And Maya Price picks it up as she connects on her 8th point. Winterburn leading with 9. Here's Hampton for 3. Yes. And Keisha Hampton is able to stop the scoring drought from outside. Winterburn off the seal. Harrison spinning. Back up top to Winterburn with 3 to shoot. Here's Price. Gets it again. Maya Price as she hits double digits. Biloxi up the sideline. Wouzier, it looked like she was looking for the 3, passed it up instead, and she fires it from the elbow, and she's unable to get that to drop. Keisha Hampton picks it up, and it slips away from her fingertips. Hannah Robb checking back in, one of the starters for Great Britain, as Rwanda is able to get it back. Winterburn touched it last before it went out of bounds. So Robb filling in for Beckford Norton, and Biloxi checks out as Sandra Cantori checks in. Straight to Hampton. Hampton driving, and she fires it away from the side. That doesn't go. Savannah Wilkinson picks it up. Good rebounding display. Winterburn drives to the rack and scores. Holly Winterburn heating it up for Great Britain as she heads to the line. Winterburn with her 13th point. And this is one of the first times we have seen Winterburn get easy access to the basket, and she chugged right along to the rack as she completes the 3-point play. This is a huge turnaround for Great Britain. They have had their largest lead as they lead 39-19. Rwanda will talk it over. Taking a look at the scenario for the semifinals, we'll start with Rwanda. If they're able to pull through and beat Great Britain, they will finish in first place. If they lose to Great Britain between 14 and 33 points, they will take second place, and Great Britain will most likely take first place. If Rwanda loses by more than 35 points, they will finish third, and they will be out of the running for the semifinals. There is a possibility that these two teams will meet again in the semis come Saturday. Here's a pass, and another go-ahead shot goes down as Asuma Wouzier makes it 39-21. Wouzier picking up her 5th point of the game. Winterburn, who has been on fire since the comeback in the first quarter. Jump hook, Wilkinson. And Savannah Wilkinson adding a lot of depth into the front court as she picks up her 6th point. Minute 30 to go, taken away by Robb, and Robb goes for the easy 2 to make it 43-21. Hannah Robb, she is making good of her start here today. She filled in for Samantha Ashby in the starting 5, and she's really making it count. 4 assists, 3 rebounds, and her first point today. And another unnecessary turnover as Chantel Kayobi steps on the sideline. With Argentina beating Lebanon, it is a jam-packed scenario for Rwanda. For Great Britain, it's simple. If they win, they are in. Robb goes in and out. And Harrison bullies her way for the rebound, but bouncing right back for Rwanda was Hope Terra. Here's Awuzie. And Great Britain, keep in mind, they average 62 points per game, and they are past that as underneath this Price, who can't go for the go-ahead layup. Final minute here in the half, and Great Britain with a commanding lead, to say the least. Great Britain known for shooting 40%. They're shooting 25% at this point, and Great Britain, who averages 33%, is shooting in the low 40s. As we come up at 20 seconds here in the second quarter. Difference of 5 seconds between the shot and game clock. Keisha Hampton driving past Robb. Great Britain over the foul limit as Keisha Hampton steps up to the line. Hampton with 5 points already, her first 2 free throws as she drops that one. Her first 2 free throws of the game. She is a very good free throw shooter, along with the team in general, shooting 87% as Hampton, 77% as a team. It is a 20-point game, and Great Britain will call timeout as they will draw up one last play before halftime. .6 seconds to go. Great Britain trying to race to the other end of the floor as Beckford Norton drives in, uses all 90 feet of the floor, and loses control of the ball with 6.6 seconds to go. And Great Britain continues to dominate. They lead by 20 as Robb checks out. We see Teresa De Silva checking in for the final play of the game. She is heavily guarding Rosine Mikayiza. Keisha Hampton has to hurry up, and it's stolen by Beckford Norton. Norton puts it up, And there may be a foul at the buzzer. Beckford Norton did a good job just flinging it away, knowing that there's going to be somebody to challenge her as Rwanda try to respond off of that fast break. One of the officials put her arm up, signaling a foul right at the horn, and that will be the case. Beckford Norton will close out the first half at the line. Time has run out, and Great Britain will go to the line. The one thing to consider for Rwanda, they're shooting below their average of 40%, a total of 25% from the field at the end of the first half. And Beckford Norton's first free throw rattles in and out. Beckford Norton with 4 points, looking to make it 5. And gives Great Britain a 21-point lead. So there were 3 free throws, and it is a 22-point game with 3/10 to go, and that's it. Great Britain with a huge turnaround since the opening tap where they were down 10-2, now hold on to a 45-23 lead at the break. Beckford Norton's two free throws helped along the way. She now has 6 points. The story has been Holly Winterburn and Maya Price. A combined total of 22 points from those two players. Winterburn with 12, as Great Britain shooting 43% from the field, and Rwanda being led by Bella Moreketet, who has 9 points and 9 rebounds already. Great Britain leads by 22 at halftime. We'll be back for the second half in less than 15 minutes. This is Aaron Sanders. You're watching the FIBA Women's World Cup pre-qualifiers from Rwanda.
Whatever our gender, color, belief, or capability, we are all on the same team.
We have the power to change lives through basketball.
Together, we are stronger. No matter your origin,
basketball
can bring everyone together.
Basketball for good.
Whatever our gender, color, belief, or capability, we are all on the same team.
We have the power to change lives through basketball.
Together, we are stronger. No matter your origin,
basketball
can bring everyone together.
Basketball for good.
Points in the second quarter, and they went out with a vengeance. Holly Winterburn and Maya Price combined scored 22 points in the first half, while limiting Rwanda to their average of 40%. They ended up shooting 25. Aaron Sanders on the call as we look in at more of the stipulations of who will advance to the semifinals. Argentina's looking in after defeating Lebanon earlier today, and the only way they can make the semifinals now is if Great Britain defeats Rwanda by 35 or more points. For Rwanda, they will finish first if they beat Great Britain and able to put on a miraculous comeback. Rwanda will finish second if they lose to Great Britain between 14 and 33 points, and Rwanda will be out of the running for the semifinals if they lose by 35 or more points. And Great Britain's task is simple. If they win, they are in the semifinals and knocks Argentina out. Long shot doesn't go to begin the second half. So if Great Britain ends up winning by more than 35 points, it will be Great Britain and Argentina in the semis. However, if Great Britain wins and the difference is under 34 points, it will be Rwanda and Great Britain and a rematch, but this time for high stakes in the semifinals on Saturday. So Argentina outside looking in at the moment. Pass picked off by Ineza Sifa. Sifa's silent when it comes to the scoring department today. No buckets, but 2.2 rebounds and an assist. The scoop shot underneath is good for Bella Marekatet. Marekatet with her 11th point of the game. She ended up with 9 before the half. Once again, an interesting scenario for Great Britain in order to make it here to the pre-qualifiers. They were one of the two teams that took the vacant spots that Colombia and Italy left as the spot-up JE goes for Wilkinson. Colombia and Italy chose not to play in the pre-qualifiers, which left Great Britain to take one of those spots. Bella Marekatet driving by and gets 2 more. 4 quick points for Marekatet. It's back to a 20-point game. Ashby feeds it underneath the Wilkinson, and she puts it up and in. Back and forth we go in the early minutes here of the third. Sifa pulls up, but misses. Here's Winterburn. 12 points at halftime, Winterburn. Fakes. Had her cookies taken by Kayobi. 3-on-1. And a foul. Sifa will head to the line. So Sifa goes to the line as she looks for her first points of the game. And she gets it. She averages 12 points in a contest in this pre-qualifying tournament while shooting 71% at the line. He goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's back to a 20-point game. 49-29 is your score. Winterburn up top, guarded heavily by Sifa. Sifa with a little bit of a hand check. He's able to get off of Soulsby for the screen, and it's out to Ashby, who misses from the top, and McGinney unable to get the rebound as the whistle. Here's Rob, who got the starting role assignment as Otwell Soulsby gets the J. And Great Britain hits the 50-point mark. 3 minutes have gone by here in the third. Biloxi, she's been silent too, only 2 points. Trying to put the moves on Winterburn, but Winterburn takes her. And Winterburn stepping in, Euro step, misses it, but gets her own rebound. Remember, Great Britain was down 10-2 at the start of the game and was able to put on an incredible turnaround. Winterburn's shot doesn't go as she will head to the line. Line score for the game in the first quarter, Great Britain 16-10. In the second quarter, Great Britain 29-13. Now both of these teams have 6 points apiece as Winterburn goes to the line. And she misses the first free throw. Well, if you enjoy what you're seeing, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the FIBA YouTube channel. And be a part of the premium membership for just 99 cents a month. With Winterburn splitting a pair of free throws, she's able to come up with her 13th point while shooting 4 of 9 from the field. And a quick tie-up sends the ball back to Great Britain. Great Britain shooting 45% from the field. That's exactly what they shot at the end of the first half. Sam Ashby gets called for traveling. To refresh your memory on who's the contenders for the semifinals, is Rwanda, Great Britain, and Argentina. And so far, Argentina is outside looking in, and they're hoping that Great Britain defeats Rwanda by more than 35 points as Bella Marekatek gets slashed by Ashby. And the only way Great Britain can advance is if they win this game. If Rwanda loses by between 14 and 33 points, they will end up in second place. Which means Great Britain will be at the top of Group D. Marekatek goes 2 for 2 at the line to make it 52-31. 4 minutes gone by here in quarter number 3. Beckford Norton saw Keisha Hampton right ahead of her. Winterburn breaking by through Sifa, courtesy of a screen from Will Soulsby, and she gets denied by Marekatek. Marekatek with the rejection. And Winterburn has 5 seconds on the clock. Here's Beckford Norton, gets all of the right side and drives in for 2. Norton with her 8th point of the game makes it 54-31. Great Britain has led since being down by 10-2 and has put on a huge turnaround in which a lot of fans in the Kilgalley Arena least expected. Because Rwanda was known for getting through their opponents here in the pre-qualifying tournament, defeating Lebanon 80-62, beating Argentina 58-38, and now they're in their tough assignment yet as they face Great Britain. Sifa checking out for Mikayiza. In the power rankings before the tournament began, Rwanda was placed 7th and Great Britain was placed 2nd. For Rwanda being 74th in the FIBA world ranking, this really opened up a lot of eyes, especially to the FIBA universe, with Keisha Hampton missing the 3. Winterburn hits the deck. And oh my, Holly Winterburn is down. And Winterburn is in a world of pain right now as she tried to box out for the rebound. And this would be a huge blow for Great Britain. Their captain, along with being the youngest player on the London Lion FIBA Euro Cup championship team. She has 13 points and 6 rebounds along with 4 assists. She has been the driving force of this game to help Great Britain overcome a 10-2 deficit in the first. throws are coming up for Great Britain. As Rwanda already over the limit with 5:19 to go. And Winterburn has checked out, and now it's going to be on the shoulders of Shauna Harrison and company to help finish the job. Harrison makes the first as Winterburn gets tended to at the bench, and Harrison goes 2 for 2, make it 56-31. Harrison, all 4 of her points coming from the line. Jenny, as Rwanda plays hot potato, great ball movement from them. Foloxy, low scoring performance for her as she sizes up for a 3. That doesn't go. And Rwanda gets it back. Both of these teams out of fouls. There's a foul committed on Shauna Harrison. Which led to the first foul, and then the second foul was on Maya Price. So Marekatet. Oh, wait a minute. So Shauna Harrison heads back to the line, and I'm assuming there was a technical foul. Yes, so there was a foul on Bella Marekatet. And Harrison missed that technical free throw, and now Marekatet heads to the line on the original foul on Price. And Marekatet gets them down. Ashby straight away to Wilkinson, and Beckford Norton breaks the timeline. Ashby from the corner. And Sam Ashby makes it 59-33. Again, if Great Britain wins by 35 or more points, they will knock Rwanda out of the semifinals, and it will be Great Britain versus Argentina. But if they win by between 14 and 33 points, it will be these two teams again for the semifinals. Well, the way it's going, even with a Great Britain win, there's a high chance we'll see these two play in the semifinals again, unless Great Britain's able to expand the difference by 35 or more points. Rwanda trying to deny any of that, but they are going to have to distribute a huge turnaround between now and the end of regulation. They are down by 25 with 4:20 to go here in the third. Great weaving around for Great Britain, but picked away by Keisha Hampton. And Rwanda with the left side wide open, the weak side for Great Britain. Here's Mika Yiza for 3. Got it. And Rosine Mika Yiza hitting her first field goal in the pre-qualifying tournament, and it's an offensive foul, which gives the ball back to Rwanda. And with it being an offensive foul, Rwanda will not head to the line. Sabine McGinney will head to the sideline to throw it in. And the fans at Kilkalea Arena right back into this one. McGinney passes it to Biloxi. Biloxi driving and scores. 5 quick points for Rwanda. And this is a great response for Rwanda as they're trying to bounce back in this game and secure first place in Group D competition. Ashby, good! Sam Ashby continuing to heat it up from outside. As she delivers on her 11th point, her third 3-ball of the game. Marekatet hits the floor. Hampton getting the screen from McGinney and drives for 3 to shoot, and she puts it up and off. And that's an offensive foul. Great Britain and Rwanda, first place on the line in Group D. Another 3, that's no good. And Ashby gets the second chance for Great Britain. And Winterburn has her pass deflected. Ashby has to put it up, and it's a shot clock violation. Great on the great defense of Rwanda. Rwanda trying to bounce back as they are down by 23. Down to 3. Hampton pumps it up, and it's an air ball. Winterburn stopped in her tracks as she goes for the overhead pass to Ashby. Ashby down to the corner and sends it right up and in for Maya Bryce. And here's Biloxi one-on-one with Ashby, able to get away from her. Marekatet into the other big, that is Hampton, and McGinney right underneath the 10. Misses it off the glass, and it's picked up by Harrison. Oh, look at Wilkinson, able to blow by McGinney as she went on the ground. Got the spin and the finish. 66-39 the score, under a minute left here in the third. 27-point Great Britain lead, and that is important for Argentina because if Great Britain wins by more than 35, it will be Great Britain and Argentina for the semifinals on Saturday. Top scorer for Great Britain, actually it's a two-way tie for that. Winterburn and Wilkinson with 13 apiece. Rwanda being led by Bella Marekatet again, who is a rebound shy of a double-double. 17 points, 9 boards. Harrison short. And Butera gets it for Rwanda. Biloxi darting through. Awuzie, no. And that's going to be a foul on Keisha Hampton as she was trying to get the rebound from Wilkinson. With the fourth quarter approaching, Rwanda is shooting 28% from the field. Great Britain 48%. They have been clicking on all cylinders since being down 10-2 in the opening moments of this one. Wilkinson heads to the line and misses the first off the front. Wilkinson makes the second. 28-point game with under 30 to go. Rouzier up top, trying to send it to Hampton, but Wilkinson deflects it back. To continue following along with the coverage on social media, be sure to use the hashtag FIBA WWC as we march on. Biloxi driving by Ashby and blows the layup. One last chance for Great Britain here in the third. Winterburn darts it underneath. Ashby at the rack. Almost lost control. Down the one. Winterburn loses control, and that ends the third quarter. And Great Britain 10 minutes away from punching their ticket into the semifinals. They lead 67-39 against Rwanda. They will have fourth quarter coverage when we return in a moment.
Whatever our gender, color, belief, or capability, we are all on the same team.
We have the power to change lives through basketball.
Together, we are stronger. No matter your origin,
basketball
can bring everyone together.
Basketball for good.
The all-important fourth quarter as Great Britain looking to punch their ticket into the semifinals, and Rwanda are going to do all they can to prevent losing by 35 points or more, because if that ends up being the difference, they are out of the semifinals, which begins on Saturday. Hungary and Senegal will meet in Group C competition. As the bucket goes underneath for Hope Patera. Meanwhile, for Great Britain, it is simple. If they win, they are in. There may be a chance that if they win by less than 35, these two teams will meet on Saturday. Holly Winterburn leading the way. She took a hard tumble trying to box out for the rebound early in the third quarter, but she draws the offensive foul, and it goes back to Rwanda. And Rwanda had a surge in the third quarter, but they are still down. Underneath, Sifa misses a layup, but able to find her own rebound. Owuzie out to Philoxy. Philoxy, nice screen from Batera. She's underneath. It's outside. Awuzie for three. That's off. And back comes Winterburn and Hannah Robb. The starting five, except for Beckford Wilkinson, is in for Great Britain. Wilkinson misses the fadeaway. And we still have a great crowd on hand here in Kilgally Arena, and they have been like this since the first game back on Monday. 7 to shoot. Sifa off to Hampton. Hampton denied entry at the basket. 3 to shoot. Almost had it to go, but it looked like Wilkinson had a piece of that. Winterburn sends it off to Wilkinson, and we go the other way. 67-41 is the score here in the opening minutes of the fourth. In a huge game for Great Britain, same for Rwanda, as first place in Group D competition is on the line. Only the top two teams in each Group C and D will advance to the semifinals on Saturday. Pass nearly taken away, but Batera able to get into the fray and get it back for Rwanda. Awuzie saves it from going out of bounds. Philoxy, shot clock winding down, and she flings it up and misses. And Awuzie with another board. A 14-second shot clock as Sifa misses from outside. Ashby with Winterburn driving. Three ball, Ashby, that's good! Sam Ashby started from the bench, but up top for Great Britain as she pulls up for her 14th point and her fourth three of the game. Rwanda crashing underneath, and it's taken away by Winterburn, the captain for Great Britain. She went down with a little bit of tweak to her leg near the end of the third quarter, but is able to bounce right back. Nice cut from Wilkinson. She gets the ball and dribbles out. Once again, we already know who will be playing in the Group C semifinal matchup, and that is Hungary and Senegal. Hungary prevailing after losing their group opener game 63-61. Able to bounce back to get a 2-1 record, and Senegal has been red hot since the start of the pre-qualifiers. Here's Sifa for three. The scenario is this: with a Great Britain win, if they win by more than 35 points, they'll meet Argentina on Saturday. Anything less of that difference, it will be these two teams in the semifinals. And with this game being the last one, Group D standings will come right down to the wire. Holly Winterburn kicks it out of the corner. Three from Harrison is a no-go. Back comes Sifa, and she is all alone. And Neza Sifa off the fast break. Here's an updated look at the standings in Group D. Currently, Argentina is in first place with Rwanda in second. But Argentina played their last game before Rwanda. And Great Britain currently sitting in third place. and it's all based on point differential, as Argentina up top in the standings, even though it's a -3. Rwanda a 38. Great Britain -1. With Great Britain up by 26 at the moment. It still looks like Great Britain and Rwanda to play in the semifinals. They would just have to keep it between 14 and 33 in order for that to happen. But if Rwanda ends up losing by more than 35, Rwanda is out and will be Argentina and Great Britain. And considering this great home court advantage and miraculous run that Rwanda has had, they do not want to see their run come to a close here today. And with 5:48 to go, they're going to do what they can to stay away from the difference of 35. And a Rob out to Maya Price. Had a good first half, but been silent here in the second. Winterburn flings it away. Another look for Great Britain. She's near the logo and she's guarded by Sifa. Sifa ready to go. Otwell Soulsby off the screen. Feeds it underneath to Maya Price. And she's unable to get it off. Group C has Senegal taking on Hungary on Saturday. And all that's left is to see the top two teams compete in Group D. In Group D, who will finish number 1 and number 2? Halfway here in the fourth. Adil Tatero, the point guard, with 7 to shoot. Here's the drive from Sifa as she tries to chuck it up for a foul, but it goes back to Great Britain as Winterburn has the ball. Looked like Otwell Soulsby wasn't ready for that pass. Wilkinson misses the 3. And tie up, and Harrison wins that battle. Five on the 24, Wilkinson. All around, it looks like Keisha Hampton. Yep, got hit by the screen by Hannah Robb. They're calling that an offensive foul. Hannah Robb setting the screen. Keisha Hampton running right into it. And they call an offensive foul on Great Britain, which means Rwanda will have the ball with 4:18 remaining here in regulation. we may be looking at the semifinal matchup in Group D competition as we head into the weekend. Rwanda taking on Great Britain, and Great Britain able to overcome a 10-2 deficit early on in this game and turn things around. Keisha Hampton misses the three and put right back in by Odia Tetero. And Tetero getting her first couple of field goals in this pre-qualifying tournament and making those minutes count. Looking at the game stats, Rwanda shooting under 30% from the field while snagging down 33 rebounds. And Great Britain shooting 45% and collecting 39 rebounds. Rwanda having the advantage on the second chance opportunities. 7 second chance points along with 14 offensive rebounds. And they're shooting 83% at the line. Three ball, no. Brought down by Wilkinson. Wilkinson looking for Otwell Soulsby, and it's back to the top for Winterburn. Winterburn out to Beckford Norton. Can't drill to three. Ashby gets Sifa. The officials are going to call an offensive foul on that. That's going to be on Shanice Beckford Norton. Odia Tetero taking the contact. And that will send Beckford Norton out. Beckford Norton has fouled out of the game. And here's Sifa for three. That doesn't go. Look at Hannah Robb. She's in trouble. And they're going to call Rwanda ball. .304 remaining. Pass underneath to Awuzie. One of the easier inbound plays as it's cut down to a 20-point lead. Under 3 minutes to go, another chance. Offensive foul for Great Britain. Back-to-back offensive fouls. On the other end, it was on Beckford Norton who fouled out, and now it's on Sam Ashby. Ashby with her first foul of the game. Tetero running the offense. Finds Hampton. Hampton. Blocked by Wilkinson. Awuzie again. A good look for Awuzie down at the corner. Sifa takes it. And she beats Winterburn off the dribble. Sifa and Awuzie connecting on a scoring run for Rwanda. They are down by 16 as Great Britain calls for time. Rwanda getting on a scoring run as they are down by 26 as we approach the 2-minute mark here in the fourth quarter. Rwanda have been taking care of business here in the fourth quarter. Hannah Robb with the ball. Now 15-3 quarter for Rwanda, and they're looking to expand off of that. There's a pass taken away by Aneza Sifa, who's been doing well in the fourth quarter and throws it away to Winterburn. Winterburn and Sifa's not letting up by any means necessary. 13.7 rebounds and change. Price back to Winterburn from the corner and hits. Oh, and Holly Winterburn just silenced the crowd as they told them to quiet down just a little bit as she was racing to the other end of the floor. $18-point game. Hampton will head to the line. (15-5) quarter. Rwanda ahead in the fourth quarter. They're down 72-55. With Bella Marekatet checking in for Hope Patera and Keisha Hampton making the first free throw. They have been so good at the line here in the pre-qualifying tournament, shooting nearly 80%. And so has Keisha Hampton, who delivered on her 9th point. And another steal. And a break for Rwanda. Oh, listen to this crowd. Oh, baby. As Rwanda continues to narrow the gap with 1 minute and 20 seconds to go. Another foul on Great Britain puts Rwanda, one of the best teams, at the line. Hannah Robb on the foul following the steal from Tetero. And Tetero gets the first. Senegal and Hungary already in the semifinals for Group C. Tetero goes 2 for 2. 72-58. This smells like a rematch on Saturday. Oh, and listen to the boos the moment Winterburn got the ball. Winterburn. Ashby with a go-ahead shot, and she finds her own rebound. Hawley driving, flings it up, misses. Pulled down by Wilkinson, a third chance for Great Britain. Wilkinson off to Winterburn. Winterburn out to Harrison, and she puts it in. Shauna Harrison with the dagger. As she gives Great Britain a 75-58 lead. A timeout is called with 32 and 7/10 seconds to go. Great feed from Winterburn as Shauna Harrison was left all alone on Rwanda's weak side defense. For the benefit of those watching Group D competition and wondering what the semifinal picture may look like, at the moment, it looks like Rwanda and Great Britain will have a crack at each other again in the semifinals on Saturday. Argentina needed Great Britain to defeat Rwanda by 35 or more points, but it will not look like the case. Argentina's run here in the Women's World Cup pre-qualifying tournament is done. And these two will have a rematch for a trip to the final game on Saturday. Rwanda has been able to finish quarters strong, especially here in the fourth quarter. Despite the deficit, they have been stepping it up. Sifa steps back, goes for the three. Put her there! Aneza Sifa. That's the three we've been looking for. That's the three that Rwanda fans have been waiting for all game long. And Sifa, she could connect on those threes, but it hasn't been the case all game long. There was a foul with under 24 seconds to go, and that puts Rwanda over the foul limit. Uzie with the foul. Winterburn has been taking care of business for Great Britain. One more three. Ashby doesn't hit it. Winterburn from outside. That's an air ball to the crowd's dismay. And with 1.8 seconds to go, this concludes group play. Hand off to Tetero. That is it. Great Britain. They battled the best, and now they are the best in Group D. They are heading to the semifinals. Great Britain overcame a 10-2 deficit at the start of the game and have defeated the host team Rwanda 75-61. And guess what? These two teams will go at it again in the Group D semifinals on Saturday. Your final look at the game stats before we head to the individual stats. Rwanda shot 33% from the field. That is below the 40% they averaged in the tournament. Great Britain, who averaged 33% from the field, ended up shooting in the low 40s. 44 rebounds for Great Britain, edging Rwanda by 8. But Rwanda had their number, 26 points in the paint, 28 points off of turnovers in that outing. Now we take a look at Rwanda's player of the game. And Bella Morenketet was a rebound shy of her double-double with 17 points and 9 rebounds. A tip to the cap from the Rwandan team to their fans. Aneza Sifa, huge fourth quarter for her as she comes up with 12 points in the game. But Great Britain was led big time by their captain, Holly Winterburn, 15 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. And Savannah Wilkinson and Samantha Ashby with 14 points apiece, while the team shot 42% from the field. So there are your two teams in the Group D semifinal matchup. It will be Rwanda and Great Britain, but in this first battle, Great Britain takes it 75-61, and that does it for group competition here in the Rwandan leg of the Women's World Cup pre-qualifiers. First and foremost, a big thank you to the FIBA broadcasting crew to give you the pictures, the stories, and the sound of the games in the first few days, and we hope you continue your support by watching the semifinals, which will begin Saturday. Group C will have Senegal taking on Hungary, and Group D will have Great Britain and Rwanda. The winner of those games will play in the finals to become one step closer to advance to the World Cup. So all the teams will take a day off to prepare for the big games. On behalf of everybody, all the commentators, that includes Jacinta Goffin and Justin Taylor, this be Aaron Sanders thanking you for watching group coverage of the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup pre-qualifying tournament. Until Saturday, have a good one and keep on watching FIBA here on the FIBA YouTube channel. So long, everybody, and so long, Coco.